this tutorial we're going to concentrate on the front end, and you'll learn how to manage your content and your images that are in the content area of your website. First step is to log in. On your website you may have a link or simply be provided with a URL to log in. In this case it's in a module position. So I log in and I have my user menu, which are things that I have access to that a general user may not have access to. For example, I can submit a page that we can edit so that you can learn how to do that more effectively. So I've browsed to this Joomla overview page and I have this icon, which is the edit article button. It looks like a paper and pencil. I'm presented with a WYSIWYG editor. In our case we're using the JCE WYSIWYG editor, and you'll first notice I have 4 rows of buttons. Some of these buttons you'll be familiar with and some you may not be. Simply hover your mouse over any button to see a short title of what that button would do. In this case we're showing all of the buttons, but you'll notice that some of them are grayed out. The reason why some of them are grayed out is because we can't use them right now. If I were to highlight some text, you'll notice many of the buttons become lit up because I can use them now. For example, with that highlighted, I could make it a link. If you're comfortable with HTML, you can always use the Show Hide button and paste or edit the HTML that is generated by the WYSIWYG editor. Another feature to be aware of is if you scroll down to the bottom, we have our publishing parameters, where we can tell it to start publishing and finish publishing on a date. Say that we're advertising a certain event, you may want to stop publishing it after that event has occurred, and who has access to see that content, and the ordering that it will come in on the website. Another thing to be aware of is to always add some metadata to your article. Your metadata is what search engines use to display your listing in their search results. So always include an accurate description and some keywords. Again, these are for SEO purposes to help your content be found on the website. Another button you'll want to become familiar with down at the bottom of your editor is the Read More button. This button is used so that you can split up an article or have a portion of your article be some intro text. In our case, on the front page, we display a small paragraph or a small blurb of an article that's used as intro text, and then a user would have to click a Read More link to read the entire article. How easy it is to add and manipulate the text and make it look the way you want. So I've added this line. Here's some new text. Let's say we really wanted to make that stand out. So let's highlight it and let's make it bold. And let's change the font. We can also change the font size. We can also change the color. So you'll see very quickly, very easily, I've made some text really stand out in my article with just a click of a few buttons. The best way for you to become familiar with all of the things that you can do with your text is to simply open the editor and play around with how easy it is some of these buttons. Add and edit images. You may have noticed before that there's this image button down below the text editor. You can use this one to browse and upload new images, but if you have the JCE editor, I would suggest that you just use their image manager. When the image manager comes up, the first thing I usually do is I upload an image. That's done with this button to the bottom right, where you can add several images at a time. In this case, let's just add a single image and click the upload button. You'll know it's uploaded when you get the green arrow, and at this point I can close the upload dialog box. Now we need to insert our image, so we click on the image that we've just uploaded We make sure that something comes in the URL and alternate text. This can be anything that you'd like it to be. And then let's set some dimensions. I know that 640 pixels wide may be a little bit large to fit where I want it to, so I'm going to scale this down to say 300. And because I have proportional box checked, I don't need to do anything to this box, and you'll notice when I select it that it automatically changes it to keep it proportional. Alignment, you can see a preview over here. If I were just to insert the image at this point, we may end up with a lot of blank white space, but we can use alignment to fix that problem. If we wanted the image to be on the left of the text, we could click left. In this case, let's put it on the right. Margin is that we don't want the text to go all the way to the image and touch it. So let's add a small margin of 10 pixels around that. I'm going to keep equal values. Again, that means you don't have to put anything in the rest of these boxes. But make sure that you do have something in each of these boxes just in case. Let's also put a border around our image. And now let's scroll down and insert the image. And there it is. If I were to click save on our article, we see the article is successfully saved and it's live on our website. To make sure the article looks the way that you want it to, you can always log out in a way that visitors to your website view it.